So, hello everyone. We would like to begin firstly by thanking all of you from Indigenous Advancement Strategy for attending today and providing us with the opportunity to propose our project to you all. We at Mentorship Australia have developed a project called the Kununurra Indigenous Family Support Program, aimed at reducing youth crime rates in the Kimberley region of Kununurra by targeting the root of the cause that we have identified as being family dysfunction. As part of this proposal, we hope to seek funding for our 12-month pilot project. Across the next 10 minutes, we will be running you through the background and details of our program and how our program will bring about changes to Indigenous youth crime rates in Kununurra. Our project places a strong emphasis on community involvement. In order to recruit Indigenous families, we will collaborate with community radio stations, local schools and businesses throughout the Kununurra community. We have already sourced local Indigenous elders, sportsmen and community-based workers to help with the coordination and facilitation of the day-to-day running of our program and also ensure our program remains culturally relevant and engaging for the community. Program workshops aim to equip, educate and connect individuals and family units as a whole. These workshops will all be described in the coming slides in detail. We established our target population through conducting a needs assessment, which involved communicating with local police and forces, community elders, business owners, schools, children, parents from Kununurra, and also reviewing paper articles and research reports. This target population was identified as Indigenous family units that consist of children between the ages of 8 to 15 years old. Provided here on the slide are just a few media reports found on the issues of Indigenous youth crime rates to further provide you all with some context as to why this need has to be addressed. Through conducting our needs assessment, we have identified an increase in Indigenous youth crime rates in Kununurra. The traditional punitive and confrontational ways of detaining youth in detention centres have not fixed the root of the cause of the problem. Additionally, the impacts of the stolen generation and intergenerational trauma as a result were found to be significant contributors to the increase in criminality. Parental traits were found to be passed down from generation to generation, and individuals who were being subject to abuse or violence were likely to adopt these traits as they became parents. Children reported feeling unsafe at home, resulting in them often seeking the company of their peers on the streets. The lack of adult supervision and negative peer influence has led to criminal and antisocial behaviour. After reviewing other Indigenous projects around Kununurra, we identified a lack of Indigenous family support programs in Kununurra. Family programs previously ran were limited to school holidays for children and did not focus on interventions at the family level. What we have now is an image of our logic model. This logic model presents our goal for a reduction in Indigenous youth crime rates as a result of family dysfunction. Several long-term objectives of our program include empowering, educating, supporting, connecting family units and individuals within family units. Our target group includes children between the ages of 8 to 15 years old and their parents or primary caregivers. Our three main program components consist of parent mentorship workshops, children education workshops and family enrichment programs. These programs will all be used to achieve our overall objectives. Resources required will include workshop facilitators, project managers and officers, venue hire and transportation. I will now pass you on to my teammate Ivy, who will give us more of a breakdown of what the program components consist of.
Thank you, Luke. So this is the timeline of our program. As you can see here, recruitment will be done within the first 3 months and then it follows by 4 months project implementation. Our program will be evaluated ongoing and also on a pre and post basis. So the first component of our program is the parenting mentorship workshops. This is one of the 3 major components that aim at empowering Indigenous parents to be involved in the healthy development of their children. This workshop will be conducted at the Kununurra Leisure Centre fortnightly in the evenings from 6:30 to 8 for 4 months. Parents will be recruited through advertisement on community poster and radio station. Having a reformed criminal as workshop facilitator can provide parents insight of their lived experience through the juvenile and prison system. This helps highlight factors in upbringing that leads to criminal behavior. Workshop topics are designed around the needs of the community and will address parenting and lifestyle skills, coping strategy in dealing with trauma such as substance abuse and violence, and also the development of parents as a positive role models. Next, Children Educational Workshop aims to equip kids with positive coping mechanisms and build on their resilience to deal with family dysfunction. So it is very important that to have a former AFL players from the region to facilitate workshop, as this can inspire children that there's more to life than just crime. So this provides alternative pathway for children to heal from the effect from intergeneration trauma. So similar to the parenting workshop, topic for this children workshop are designed around the needs of the community and will support children by teaching them about rules and offending behavior. This workshop will also address coping strategy in dealing with bullying, domestic violence, and also antisocial behavior, as these are the main issues raised by the children in Kununurra. In the final program component, Family Enrichment Program aims to strengthen individual family units and connect families across the community to improve their social support structures. This will provide time for families to bond and work on what they have learned during workshops. This will also provide facilitators with opportunity to work with family as a whole. Monthly cultural activities coordinated by elders vary from visiting Indigenous sites to team sports, which allow family units to participate in meaningful and culturally relevant experience. Next, I'll have Yijie to explain our evaluation methods and budget of the program.
Thank you, Ivy. Throughout the program and beyond, a wide variety of evaluation methods will offer project coordinators and officers with the level of success achieved in implementing the program components and a measure of the extent in which program objectives have been met. The total budget for our project is costed for just under $13,000. This comprises mostly of the salary for our facilitators, equipment, and workshop food as incentives for participation. Apart from fundings, we have contacted some partner organizations to sponsor a proportion of food and transportation services to minimize the project cost. Please refer to the handout for detailed breakdown of the budget. Our program has been critically designed on sustainability principles, including not only financial sustainability, but also the sustainability of our program's impact. We established close links to existing services, including the Department for Child Protection and Family Support, the Department of Justice, the aid agency Save the Children in Kununurra, the Kimberley Police, and local schools, and we shared information and resources with these agencies and organizations. They are also supporting the promotion and conduction of our program. The program was sustainably designed around community involvement. Community elders in Kununurra were consulted along with the input from the local agencies and organizations mentioned before. Reformed ex-criminals and an ex-AFL player were employed to facilitate workshops, and elders' input were integrated into the design for all family enrichment activities. By the time Indigenous youth in Kununurra come into contact with the justice system, majority of the damage has already occurred, and therefore there is a greater need for early interventions that offers better coordination and resourced approaches to work with Indigenous youth and families. Currently in Kununurra, there is a need for Indigenous family development programs to develop empowering and enabling strategies that address structural family factors and achieve social change. Therefore, the Kununurra Indigenous Family Support Program responds to a clear need and gap of services available currently in the Kununurra community.
On behalf of Mentorship Australia, we thank you for your time and hope you consider our project for funding. Thank you very much.
Thank you.